Here we are. I think
All
we're
right,
live, Nick.
we're live. Are we live? Are we working? Does the
Uh,
equipment work? Is the machine running
the machine is running smoothly.
smoothly? I see your cursor. We are connected in Figma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I got
this is
the
so great.
I got the red cursor today. I wish we could pick custom cursors.
We will write Figma about that immediately.
Yeah, we've got a bone to pick with them. I think they are.
Definitely so far. Hi, everyone. Hi there. Welcome to the Hi There show. I am Nick Brunt. I'm a UX designer. I am joined by my co-host, Ian. Ian, what is up?
Hey Nick, glad to be here tonight. Looking forward to a chill design session, as you so very well put it.
A very
on
cool
Twitter.
and chilled design session. Yeah. Well, I mean, you and I have been talking about, the collaborative features in Figma specifically, because we can draw on the same canvas, and how fun is that for designers? We wanted to do a stream where, you could design unfettered, I guess, So I'm
Yeah.
really happy to be here.
Yeah, I think Figma kind of was an interesting thought because of the quote multiplayer feature that they have, where we can, as you see, we both have our cursors in this same design at the same time. I've been using this at work actually for the past year now. I hadn't used it before that. I was on Sketch, and wasn't super stoked to have to learn a new thing, but I'm really digging it, and I hope you will too. I think this multiplayer feature is awesome. It's been super great for remote work in this pandemic, where we can get on a chat, and instead of sharing our screens, we can actually save some bandwidth from all that video and just have a voice chat and kind of hop on and like design stuff together, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I'm kind of new to Figma in this endeavor. I'm still in the XD crowd. I'm a card carrying member of the XD crowd.
The Adobe family. It's a hard family to leave.
I'm in the Adobe family. Well, once you get into that licensing program, man, they have you for life. I'm sure someday at my funeral there'll be an Adobe representative there to make sure my bills are paid. But you know what? I actually really like it, and I'm a huge proponent of. Can it draw boxes? Can we draw boxes together? Okay, cool. Then we can plan websites. We can do strategy.
We can do everything. Well, for those of you who maybe just tuning in, Figma is a design app that we use to design things. We make websites. We can make mobile app. You can make an iPhone app. You can design all kinds of things in it. And like we were just kind of talking about, and you can see here, the big cool feature is its multiplayer capabilities. But yeah, what the heck are we even doing here? What did you plan a speech for this? What's our what
No.
we're gonna
Well,
we want to design stuff live. I think part of the reason we wanted to do it was, like you said, just to kind of do something fun together and like have a chill design sessions.
that's sort of it. I think designers a lot of times, you're used to working with these huge product teams and sort of collaborating, but the design work you do, sort of your secret sauce, is something that you go and you silo yourself off and you get the work done and you go and present. So I guess we sort of felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we just wanted to create an environment where none of that counts. There's no research. We're not going to be looking up references a lot. We're not going to be, trying to figure out what the best method is. We're going to go for it and have fun. And if you're interested in product design and UX design, hopefully you pick something up.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't apply any of this to your business moving forward. Actually, let's go the other direction with that. This isn't good design, but it will be lots of design.
quantity over quality. But in the end, we're going to make stuff. We're going to make real things. It's not just a tutorial where you have a maybe a quite well scripted video, which I've learned from many of those. But you kind of miss that. You kind of miss like what's happening behind the scenes, like the struggle and the like deletions and the things that never make it to the front because they're just not good and they don't work, and like the process of like getting rid of that, kind of working through that crap. And I kind of see it as like, if I, if 10 years ago, if I watched something like this, I think I would have loved to see it because you just see like the perfect outcomes of everything. And you kind of like, you apply really, at least for me, I applied some really high standards to myself. And kind of, I think a lot of people feel pressure to kind of be perfectionists a bit. And, you never get to see kind of all of the things that don't work before you see the things that does work. And then, you see like great stuff and great designs and great products out there. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. Like, how do people do that? How do you get there? And it's a lot of work. Like, I think there's a lot of things that go into that, knowing what you're doing and blah, blah, blah. But it's just, there is a lot of work involved. And yeah, it could be fun sometimes too.
Yeah, it is fun. Simple apps are actually very complicated, is something I like to say.
Hmm,
To everyone I meet on the street, everywhere, ever,
that's a good
software
one.
development is tough.
Yeah, well, no matter what, that's going to cost a lot of money too. Gonna
It's,
charge you for that.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a big undertaking. I think too. There's a simplicity to it. At a certain point, there's not a lot of magic thinking involved. It's really a lot of research and getting in there and sorting things out and prototyping it and having bad ideas and presenting them to large amounts of people. But you got to do that to get through to what it should be, I guess.
Hmm.
This is really stimulating so far. I feel educated. I
This
thought
is
we were just
great.
gonna get
Yeah,
on here and goof around, honestly.
this is
So I'm glad
some
we've gotten this far.
real thought leadership. Yeah, we're a few minutes in. What do we got? Six
I feel like
minutes?
I'm a thought leader. Are we not thought leaders?
I
We
think. I mean, I think to become a thought leader, you just declare yourself one.
Mm,
So
I'm gonna go ahead and say we are.
maybe
I'm here with my
influencers, not yet, but thought leaders, yeah, for sure. But yeah, what are we doing today? What's our premiere episode? What are we going to design?
well, we need a website for this show. I think, I mean, I want to use this show as an opportunity to design everything. But for today, we literally don't have a website for this show, and it got us talking about what a website for a YouTube show looks like. Um,
Pretty much. Well,
so
that's the question we asked.
yeah, really. Well,
Anyway,
do you
we've
need one?
we've
I
kind of
mean,
deliberately we've not really planned. We've planned what we're going to do today, but we haven't really scripted anything. We haven't done any kind of preliminary work on this at all, on
no.
purpose, because we don't want it to seem scripted, and we want to try and figure it out live together. And if there's anyone watching, throw us some comments in the chat. Your feedback is appreciated. Eventually, we're going to start asking for your ideas too. So you're going to want to be the first to get in on that. So be sure to give us a follow, subscribe, smash that like button. We're YouTubers now too.
No.
We're
We've been thinking about this
streamers.
for weeks. You finally, yeah, we're YouTubers. You get to
Holy,
say that.
ooh,
Legally, you can say smash that like and subscribe button.
it
So
feels
do
kind
it.
of makes me feel really cool, for sure.
Definitely cool. I'm waiting for the money to show up.
Yeah, that's
Um,
yeah. Well, I mean, we signed up for YouTube, so they know us now. I'm sure they're affiliated with Google, so they know how to find us. They knew exactly who we are and where we live. So yeah, the check is coming.
yeah.
So yeah, we better get to work then.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yep. We need a
um,
website for our show.
I'm going to assume that this area is going to fit into our Zoom.
Yeah, we'll get that. There we go.
So, okay. I mean, there's our
That's
blank canvas with which
this
to
is a
draw the
great
most important square.
a great start. How wide should it be? I don't even know anymore, to be completely honest.
Um,
1280?
I
Is that
think
too small?
no, 1440.
1440? Yeah,
I
okay.
think it's 1440 by 8 something is currently the most popular in the world. I don't think we're going to be doing anything that can't be infinite width, but let's cap it at 1440 because honestly, if you have this huge curved monitor and your resolution is like 3826 by some ridiculous number, you're used to websites looking like they fit into a column.
Yep. Yeah, you
So
can
let's
deal
go
with
with
it.
that.
If you're browsing the internet on your TV, then you know what you get.
What is the okay? So our zoom's pretty good for like actual size. I don't know, 1440 by let's just say 1280 to keep
Don't
it in the
matter.
realm.
Or we can make it
Is
any height we want because people scroll. You heard it here
oh man,
first, folks.
once you've been working on apps for a few years, working on a website feels like a dream. It's like doesn't matter. Sky's the limit. Make it huge.
I haven't worked on like a public facing kind of regular website in quite a while.
It's less and less. I mean, it's one of those things, man. Just go use Squarespace.
Yeah, go to Squarespace. I'll build your product. Um, all right. What do we got?
I have no
1440.
idea. Good God, what have we gotten ourselves into?
What do we have? You made lots of nice graphics and logos.
We did
Let's
make
get
lots of
them the
nice
heck in
graphics and
here.
logos. So we do have a hex. We have a background blue hex.
Good, good.
Not that,
We'll have to start making our design system in our library, our style
well, yeah.
library.
I I hesitate to put color on anything in a first draft, but let's just
Do
go
it.
for it.
Do it. There's no,
Too
we
wild.
create the rules here.
So what else do you need on a YouTuber's page? We need some pictures of those handsome boys. Maybe like actual pictures.
The music stopped playing. Okay, good. Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Pictures. The thing that I was thinking of, this is the only thing that crossed my mind, and I tried to suppress it for today, is
mm-hmm,
if we're only going to have one video after today.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, don't watch it. I wouldn't recommend that first episode. Those Hi There guys, they're great. First episode, a little rough.
We're rough around the edges.
A little rough
But
around the
truly in
edges.
the spirit of everything, we're just diving in. We've been working on this for the past this is
3
the fourth
weeks,
week.
month,
Yeah, I think this is our fourth week
probably.
in, and it's like we probably could have spent months like prepping this um, with the things you can do with live streams. But I think what we have is pretty dope, and then that gives us stuff to do every time. We can like improve it as we go. Leave some fun stuff.
So
All right, yeah. What are you thinking? Let's get into this.
let's
Business
start with business
goals.
goals. Let's build a strategy here. I
We
mean,
have
obviously, this is going to be the biggest show in the design community. Design Twitter is going to be blowing up about this one, so I really want to lock down some business goals. Um,
yeah.
okay, well, here's the only one I can think of. Drive people to the YouTube account.
Yep.
Which to be fair is the real website for this show.
It really is. Hey,
So it's a tough proposition because we do already have a website.
Can
Let's
I edit
note
the text
that.
in here?
I think so.
Business.
Oh, right. Yeah, because this is like a cool casual thing that's not about money.
Business. But, derive people to the YouTube account. Watch videos.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah,
We
because
want them to watch our videos.
yeah, if they don't watch the videos, there's really no point of doing this. I mean, the numbers have to go up.
Watch videos.
We want them to watch videos. We definitely want them to subscribe and smash all the buttons. Smash all the buttons. Leave a comment. Good or bad. Make a fake account and just rip on us. That's fine.
Yeah. Twitter? Do we want Twitter? Because they watch the videos here, but they can watch the videos on the YouTube. They subscribe on the YouTube.
I feel like I'm living in 2010 when I say let's embed a Twitter feed in our website.
Maybe it's time to do it again. I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Okay, Twitter.
So
obviously, because that's our
Twitter. We might as well, because that's the only social media thing we have right now. So we can throw that on there. What are we even gonna? Are we gonna make this website? Are we gonna code it? HTML?
Yeah. Well,
Who's doing that?
No, I'm not doing that. Nobody's gonna do that. Hey, let's outsource it.
We could. Let's outsource. Try to get it cut for $50. I think we can probably make that happen.
We definitely could. I'm on Fiverr right now.
We did
and
that.
Someone's gonna do it. You know how I got them to do it? I offered them 6.
Sixer, nice. 20% increase. We hired one of those like
Seriously, if you
PSD to HTML companies once for like $50 a page.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
It was
It was like inline styles written across all over the place.
Yeah, it was not usable.
So I don't want to jump ahead too much, but we might as well get the brand in here because
fire it in.
That's going to live on here somewhere. We can be assured. This is vector. So something neat I learned about Figma. I just pasted in this vector from Illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in Figma, if I were to copy this out so I can cut it and I can paste it, I can't paste that as vectors in other applications. It keeps it as sort of a proprietary Figma clipboard clip.
Okay.
However, I did find this little menu. I guess you can't see my screen. Um, no, you can't. Damn, that kind of blew that out of the water.
We can make that
If
happen.
you if you option click or right click vectors in Figma, you can copy them as CSS, SVG, or PNG. So I thought it was kind of a bummer, but it's hugely helpful.
That is very cool.
Well, especially when you have like XD, not to rail on XD, but XD doesn't handle SVGs that well. Handles them super well, but it won't export them. So if I have vector info in a comp, a developer can't just like pull that asset for whatever reason they need it. Because we're in 2021 and SVG is still kind of behind.
Scalable
Damn,
vector
that's the nerdiest thing I
graphics.
said all day. All right.
I just realized the background music started over again, but hopefully it was pleasant for anyone that's viewing. All right, what can I do here? I'm like a placeholder box for a video, I guess, because forget how to use Figma. I was using some XD today, myself actually trying it out. I'll
You're
look
in
over.
XD.
I was playing around in XD. It's got some good
That's pretty cool.
qualities.
I think if you're used to the Adobe tool set, and I still generate all my assets in Illustrator, like I'm old school, it works perfectly. Adobe XD Creative Cloud going down every third day, that's a tough one.
Ooh, I haven't
That's
had that
super
happen
tough.
yet. It sounds like it's going to cause a nice bout of anxiety when it does happen.
Well, it's really tough because you've got a client asking you for something and you're going, I'm sorry, Creative Cloud is down. I'm useless to you. Like I can do nothing. I will help you shovel your driveway, but I can't give you the file that you're paying me for right now.
Sorry. It's like well,
Click
it's like
under
if
this component.
Google Suite goes down and your docs are not accessible.
How do I edit the size of a frame?
Um with the you resize it with your the bounding box or whatever you call it.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
sort of what.
you would have to move the graphic back up to the top
Okay.
in of the
Create
frame.
component.
A frame, yeah, because a group, the difference between a group and a frame is a group will size itself to the stuff that's inside of it. So you can't
Mm-hmm.
make that group bigger than that logo, but a frame you can. And that's probably the biggest difference between Figma and XD, I would say, in terms of like figuring out how to use the layouts is XD only has groups, but Figma has frames and groups. And frames are they're kind of like what you use all the time. Like you can do a lot of stuff with frames. Like
Mm.
you can create your auto layouts, which they call stacks, I think, in XD with frames. But to be honest, I probably use it. It's to me, it's turned into a bit of a solution where if like something isn't working, I'm just like, oh, wrap it in a frame and it'll work. Just kind of like in when you're making a
Mm-hmm.
website, you just like wrap something in a div or do like a clear floats and it fixes stuff. So it's like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I have some designs that are like so many layers deep, you can barely access them from the like side panel. And I know XD has a limit of like 3 nested components, but I've got some like crazy nested components in Figma that
Well, if you've planned all your components and you're just editing the components, that's fine.
see like I'll make this one. What's going on our stream? Is our stream viewable? This is live, folks. I'm going to change that text back to a darker color so we can see it. Let's change it to this. Oh yeah, what am I doing? I'm gonna make this box. Well, Adobe has this stuff, but you know how you can set like the thing. Like I want this play button in here
Mm-hmm.
to like if I resize this box, I want it to the play button to stick in the middle. So I gotta group them together. I'll make a group for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call this vid. I'm naming my layer that you can't even see on the stream. I don't usually do that because I don't care. Oh, and then I'll.
Could you build a whole video player this way? I bet you could. I just answered my own question, but I'm sure you could build the UI for that and make it scalable to a certain degree.
Yep. I just am trying to figure out what this is.
I'm just going ahead and putting together a header here.
My mouse just disappeared. It's interesting. There it is. No,
The last episode.
My internet went down. That means
Are you back?
the stream went down. Why today of all days?
It looks like it's still running.
Hold on one sec.
No, stream didn't go down. We good.
It must have just
We
been
are so good.
extremely fast. I can't see the live chat in case anyone's trying to talk to us.
So is the fold still a thing? Obviously, it's not.
No, it's not. It's one
And
of
this
those
is going to have to
things.
be responsive.
It's one of those things where I always tell people there is no fold because I get annoyed when people are like get too obsessed about the fold, but at the same time, there is something to be said about important stuff should be there is a logical structure to your site. So I get it, but if you go with the fold thing, then your whole website is there, and it would be terrible.
I feel like it's one of those sort of buzz terms that we heard a lot about because, clients who want to be in the know, start to look at what good web advice is, and the fold, kept coming up. But yeah, I mean, in a mobile world, the fold means a lot more because you have to do a lot more physical effort to get to the bottom of a very long panel. But,
Yeah,
ideally that's not ever an issue.
That's a good point. What I've noticed as well is I feels like people with mobile, they pay more attention to that fold and try and get stuff into the top area. But for me, with an old dude with the iPhone 8 still with what do they call it? The chin and the forehead stuck on there. Like I don't have the same screen size as everyone else. So like I miss out on those experiences that are like meant to fit on the phones like the iPhone 10 and up with the full screen formats now. So, no one's ever thinking about, me with my old phone. What was I doing? Oh yeah, this isn't.
I'm making button assets. And trying to avoid dead air.
Right, dead air. Maybe that's why we need background music.
So, yeah, we should have constantly playing like lounge music. We should be thinking about mobile at the same time too here. I know we were looking at planing it, but now we're doing graphic design. So let's just hammer out another canvas here. iPhone 11 Pro Max. How come I don't have a 12 in here? 414 by 896. I think the 12s are more like 536 or something wide.
Right.
But that's fine. Who cares? We got to deal with your old shitty phone that you keep foisting on your clients.
Sorry, I'm holding everybody back.
I know.
All right, now that I have this in a frame, that's what I was missing. The other cool thing about frames is you can put a background color on your frame, so you don't have to have a rectangle in there that you got to deal with, not shaping itself the right size. So I'm gonna go center, fix position.
Setting your fill.
So yeah, now we've got this. Now we have this video thing.
Okay, yeah, we got a vid box. It would be cool if you graced us with the rest of the UI, but that's fine.
How detailed do we want to get here?
Not very. I mean, it's going to be a
good,
YouTube box.
You don't have to put the title and description underneath for the title.
No, I mean, I would think that the title and description is probably part of the copy on the site, and that the YouTube box, you know what it is by the time you're done digesting that. I hope.
I agree fully. We can also do like a grid system on this, but eh.
I was thinking about that, but when we get 50 episodes under our belts in a year, when
Oh, I
we're
mean,
older.
in Figma, we can apply like a grid system to our design
Oh,
for like
yes, of course.
columns, but like, who cares?
Yeah, not now.
No
I
one
feel
sticks
like
to those. We always start with them, and at the end of it, it's like, look, I can go this wide, or I can go another column over, and they both look bad, so I'm not doing it.
no, everybody knows that every website is a picture with text to the right of it, and then text to the left and picture to the right. That's how it works.
Text to the left of it, picture to the right of it. Oh no,
uh,
what happened to the play button?
it's not. It's there for me.
Oh,
Sorry.
never mind, it's not here.
Yeah, I pulled it off. Sorry. Uh, I was setting up that 2-column sales site layout where you have a picture and text and a picture and text. All right, let's get back on track. This frame. Oh, I see. Great.
Some text about emojis are big. I've
What's
got
this?
I've got a new
Yeah.
laptop now, so I can the new OS that has a hotkey for emojis.
No, really?
Well, if you hit the function key, yeah, or the globe key if you have that, or whatever it is.
Those
Oh,
dang emoji things. I remember seeing those way back in the day thinking, those aren't going to take off.
no, no one's.
This
That's
isn't a new precedent for human communication at all.
no,
Mm.
won't go anywhere. Oh, this is. I just dropped that I in. I don't like that I. Also don't understand why it's pixelated if it's a font.
What are selection colors?
Selection colors? What do you mean?
Yeah, per frame, like on a per frame basis. I think I might hate frames, yo.
Oh, what's going on? I hated them at
Nothing.
first
It's
too.
back. Ding. I'm just
The,
figuring
the,
it out.
the weird
I do
thing,
want to get my head around Figma. I mean, it's kind of quickly becoming the standard.
it's really like it's killing it. And I think they have a lot of funding and their roadmap is just on fire. But one thing I find it challenging between Figma and XD is like you can paste stuff. I find it's way easier to paste stuff inside of like other frames and groups. But
Mm-hmm.
in XD, it's like I have to like drag stuff in the sidebar, the layers panel.
Yeah, XD is like very in line with kind of again that Adobe thing where it does what you expect it to on the Adobe basis.
My cursor changed to yellow. What happened? Oh,
It is yellow now.
I got disconnected briefly from the internet. Now I have a yellow cursor. It
Is the stream up? The
says
stream
excellent
still up?
connection. Yeah. 3 concurrent viewers. Is that is
Two of
one
them are us.
2 of them are us? Someone watching this?
Hello,
Say hi.
watcher, our very first audience member.
Shout out in the chat.
Shout out in the chat, join our Patreon, $20 a month, and we'll send you a note.
Yeah,
We'll send you drawings.
we'll design your thing.
Well, that's important to know too. For that one viewer, I want to design stuff for people. I think that would be a blast,
Me
even if
too.
it's just kind of dumb things. I want to design audience suggestions.
Yeah, it could be dumb things or serious things that we, eventually make. We can add a little bit of everything to it. All right.
Okay, what needs to be on this website? We need to drive people to the YouTube account. Really, this website needs to say, please don't be at this website. Click this button to go to a different,
Yeah, that's
better,
good. It needs text.
sort of a platform. Yeah, copy.
What? Whoa, why is it so big? You doing here?
When you could be hanging out.
13 is too small.
We do probably need detailed text for the video box, I'm thinking. Maybe like the episode number or something, some sort of meta copy under there.
I'll jam that in there. We almost need one of those, like, we need like an intro video that's like a minute of describing like what
Like
the
our
heck.
best ofs.
Yeah, yeah, like what is this in a minute? A lot of people have that on their YouTube channels as like their kind of featured videos. So
As
you can like,
their pinned video, yeah.
yeah, you watch that and then it's like, whoa, welcome. It'll be like, welcome to the channel.
So I've kind of in my head that I'm going to make this wacky layout with this weird wavy graphic, but I can't see it happening in a mobile space.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
just yeah.
I guess I'd have to look at it on my phone, but that's probably comfortable.
That's fitting.
But
All right, for real though.
Yeah, for real though.
For reals, I'm gonna
Let's
design.
ditch that.
I'm gonna make a. Hold on. I'm gonna make this a component, and then I'm gonna create an instance of that. At least in Figma and XD, they're both called components and instances. So this is the instance of that component.
And
Now
then
I'm
you
gonna-
would go back to edit master or whatever.
Yeah.
Can I resize this with a, okay, perfect.
Yeah, you can do certain things to, you can do certain overrides to the instances in Figma. I find XD lets you do more overrides to the point where it's like, this isn't even the same component anymore. Like, I don't know why you'd want to take it this far, but it's kind of cool. It's been useful for me. But yeah, I think if, yeah, okay, cool. So what I want to put inside here is,
All right. I'm gonna get some lipsum.
oh
Nothing
man,
gets a design going more than a good chunk of lipsum. 5 paragraphs, baby. Give it to me.
Generate a big pile of lipsum.
Oh my god, piles of it. We should actually make it a component. A well of lipsum with which to draw from here.
We there we go. Yeah, we don't really, doesn't matter what the website says. We just know that it has to say a lot of text.
Oh my god. You don't have to work in UX or product design for very long to realize that people don't read anything.
People don't even read like my emails that are about like important things. About their business.
Everybody's over emails. Everybody's over emails. Unless
yeah,
you need to record specific information that you have to point to later.
I should start recording little sound clips like you do in like iMessage. You have to play it. Voice email.
Yeah. I sent one of those this morning and it's like it seems like better than text. Like, oh my god, it's like a walkie-talkie. Why wouldn't we do this all the time? Except it's horrendously awkward to just be standing in your house talking into this message.
I can see that. All right, so I do need to put a frickin' rectangle in this bozo thing.
We need I mean, this is my industry pro guesstimate, but we probably need like a few sentences, maybe 1 to 2. Any more is going to be really obnoxious.
Yeah.
So show premise, writing that's going to be a pain. We have a little bit of language there for that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull in some of that.
I like where you were going with the chill design sessions. I'm really into that. That sounds
well, and that's
appropriate. That's the vibe. It's a good vibe. I want it to be a chill vibe.
It's a good vibe. I think we can get other people in on it too. Like, how fun would it be to have designer friends come in and we can, go through their stuff.
Yeah, guests and non-designer people. It's like, yeah, direct us. Direct us to design. Tell us what you want and we'll do it.
Direct us. More like tell us what you want and then
you won't get it.
You'll get something.
It'll be like when you make a wish, like in every like scary episode of a show where they get the thing to make a wish, but it's cursed and it gives you like wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you wish for money, but then your aunt dies and you get an inheritance. So it's like
Are
you
you
wish
talking? Yeah, it's
for,
like the monkey paw.
yeah, the monkey paw.
And the finger shrivels up, and then like an ice cream truck drives through your living room.
Yeah. So that's it's like that. You'll say what you want and we'll be like this, and then we'll make it and you won't have to pay any money. It'll be perfectly usable. Um,
Perfectly usable is a good descriptor here.
Perfectly usable. It's perfectly
Ooh,
usable.
line heights in Figma work in percents. This is cool.
I like it.
Our industry approved 16-point font
Mm.
that is legally readable.
Oh, where did it go? Where'd it go? Why can't you see it? See, this is mostly what design is about for me. It's like, oh, I just put the text
Moving stuff
inside.
around.
I put the text inside the video frame and it disappeared. Why? There's nothing over top of it.
Well, the bad ones are when you can't figure out how to rectify that, and it ends up taking you several hours to Google an answer to figure it out, so the integrity of your file isn't spoiled. And this is a video title. Okay.
Oh, I know why. Because it's on clip content. But the content should be clipping. So what's going on here? Oh, I know. Boom, boom, boop. Oh my
Um,
God. Still not working.
I am so glad that I've seen Roboto come from scrappy young web font on Google Fonts to being basically everybody's default font forever. It's the new Helvetica. It's like the web's ubiquitous serif.
Roboto?
Between Roboto, yeah.
Is
It's
that what we're
default in
looking at
Figma.
here?
That's what we're looking at. I don't know what to use for fonts. So when I was doing all the branding stuff, it's like a couple different decorative fonts that are in no way ever going to work on the web. So to have a rounded sans serif would be pretty cool. I guess we're going to go for Google fonts because I don't want to pay for anything.
Yeah, I definitely don't
That would
pay
be
for it.
crazy.
It's the internet. You're not supposed to pay. People just make stuff because they like to do it and they want to give it away for free. Like musicians, people that make
Mhm.
movies, newspapers.
Totally
It's
artists.
meant, yeah, they're just
Artists, I
like,
mean,
please take this. Don't.
everyone. And like if you see, I know for me, like putting work out on the internet, if you see something that I made, just take it and use it for your corporate interests. That's why I made it. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, it's yours for the taking, especially if you already have a lot.
That's
You're
yours.
entitled to it.
Isn't that how Creative Commons? That's the only language in Creative Commons 3 point whatever it's up to now is just have fun, have a good time. That's all we ask. Enjoy this content.
Yeah, be safe
It's yours.
and have fun.
Be safe and don't do anything hateful with it if you can avoid that, please. There is no rounded category on Google Fonts. Look up rounded. M plus rounded 1C. I've used this before. It's pretty good.
Look at
It's
this
pretty good.
cool
Let's take
component
that
I
one.
have. There we go. That looks good.
Can we force italics? Can we force italics with CSS?
Yeah.
Like if it's not inherent in the font, can CSS just do that? Maybe I know it'll bold it.
That's a good question. Probably like with a good browser, but it would do it. Takes a good.
Fine too. Like a really well constructed variable font will respond to that kind of stuff. But yeah, a lot of times when you get something for free, like it's not going to do all the cool web stuff that you want. Have you messed with variable fonts much yet?
I couldn't remember what they were called because I was trying to find them recently and I was looking up dynamic fonts and that wasn't it. No,
Yes.
only for that portfolio thing that I sent you. And then you did a better version of it, so I threw that in the garbage. But they're fucking dope.
Oh.
Oop, I swore. First swear. That's okay. We're 40 minutes
swear
in.
demonetized.
You definitely can't drop
Look.
the F-bomb within the first 30 minutes. I know that's a thing.
Oh, okay, because that's when they're
30
looking.
seconds, sorry. 30
That's
seconds.
when the Matrix style swarm of Google robots listens to the stream. Okay, I've got a font. The screen's been bare for a moment.
All right, let's follow Nick for a second. What do we got here,
Um,
Nick? Tell us about this.
so I'm gonna drop in N plus rounded,
Ooh,
extra bold.
I like
Get
it.
into light or regular. Now this is definitely like a chunky thing. So it's tough when you're blending decorative fonts and then you have to apply that at a certain point and you have to have regular sort of body copy and those sorts of things. We'll add a couple layers. Normally, um, you're saying to your client like, well, we really need copy. Like we just can't get started until we get a look at what you actually want to say on this website, or why don't you engage us and we'll help you write it. Um, so usually what you do in mockups is just create type styles based on Lipsum, and you have to go into that meeting going, well, look, all the copy here is completely arbitrary, but we did never receive anything from you, so here's where we're at. So we can suppose there will be some text on this website, and we have 3 different ways to support that. So we have an H1, the ever important H1. That window doesn't look 16:9. Oh, you're overlaying it. I see.
What?
Hmm.
Oh, this thing?
Uh,
Well, that's broken.
the the video player?
Oh, 16:9. God. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I've been messing with it.
No, it looks
Um,
like the text is just inlaid over it. That's fine.
oh yeah, it's just in the background.
I can't. This is really interesting. I can't edit something while you have it selected, which is hilarious.
I noticed that too, and I wondered like what happens if you try and like do the same thing, but yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what.
god, I want to be in a meeting when somebody's about to suggest something, and then I want to select it and just be like, nah.
No,
Mm-mm.
it's like go ahead. No, what come on, we're
Yeah, what?
waiting.
What?
What were you gonna show us?
I'm sorry.
Um,
You're the Figma expert. Can't you figure this? Oh man, I'm sorry. Let's just move on, everyone. We're running out of time. We're only blocked for 30 minutes.
but yeah, the way I've got this set up, which I'm just about to tweak here, and oh, you touched Figma, is yeah, you can kind of like, ooh, that's not good if it goes up like that. It's not supposed to, but it's getting to the point where you can kind of resize it, and I don't like the way that this is, the space here shouldn't be changing.
Hmm.
I'll fix that. But at least
I
then,
feel like
whee, you can do this. And then it's like, oh, if you
okay.
decide later on you want to change the size of your thing, you can just, or I can do it in this magical component way where it's like, boom. Oh no, it's because I've altered it. It won't change it now, right? But I could say, hey, I want this font to be bold. And that's going to change it across this system. So that's
Which
pretty
is
awesome.
nice. It can be kind of hard to set up. In fact, it might take you a whole workday to set up, but building these component systems into your file, especially when you're on a piece of software or a kind of a project that's going to go on for 6 months to a year and a half, you're really going to want to do that. Okay, this isn't doing it for me. I feel like the video needs to be large and sort of obnoxious in a way.
Yeah, I agree. It's better. It's the component is coded, is set up better now too, so you can resize it. We also don't even have to have like the title on them. If we have like a big main video, we could not
I just think
potentially not have a
to
title
give
on it.
people an idea of where you're at. Like I feel like if you land on a podcast website, you're going to get, here's our latest episode. It's got a show title, and then here's the following 10. But I think it's appropriate to show the last video here because really it's like, can you please just go to YouTube?
Hmm.
Please.
Yeah, this is just a thing to have because you got to have a website. That's what we do. It's what we used to do, at
What if we
least fully. It's
could we
making
do
websites. Oh, I have a
okay.
funny story actually. Um, So we have sayhithere.ca, which is what we used to use. Picked .ca at the
Mhm.
time because it made us feel more local. But we did have the sayhithere.com. It was never really used. We just owned it and redirected. And then
Hmm.
I realized that I didn't keep that registered, and someone else got it just to kind of park it,
Oh man.
right? You know, they
Yeah.
just buy domains that expire, and then hold it there, hoping it gets traffic. But this domain never had any traffic going to it, so I went through one of those services where you can like try and offer somebody money for it. I
Okay.
paid,
Really?
yeah, I paid $20 just for the opportunity to make them an offer. Um, and the minimum offer is $199. So I did it. I was like, you know what? I'm kicking myself for letting this go. I want that domain back and I'll pay for it.
Okay.
I'm thinking like that's a good deal for this person. I looked up the who is information and they're from Estonia. So a domain only costs like 10, $20 a month or a year, right? So I'm like, all right, you
Hmm.
get $200. That's a good deal because I know this domain's doing nothing for you because it never had any traffic to begin with. It was just redirected and I
Yeah.
never used it. So it's like, okay, $200. Couple days go by.
And you got it?
They countered. Guess how much they countered back? This is US dollars as well.
4 grand or something?
$1,760. And I almost wanted to
Wow.
write back like no one's ever going to care about this domain name in the world. This used to be ours. I'll give you $200 for it. But I take it or leave it. But I just was like, no, never mind. We don't even
So
need it.
what is it now? Let's see.
It's
What's
it's just
pumping
like
in
ads, right?
Estonia? I've already been redirected through 4, 5, 6 different sites. I'm on LinkedIn at a job posting for a field service IT technician in Fort McMurray, Alberta. How did that happen?
What did it just redirect you to a ad?
I got no, I got redirected to a LinkedIn job posting, like /job/view. Amazing.
Weird. Did it auto click for you?
No, I should apply though. I could
Oh,
be a field
interesting.
service IT technician. I'm like, I don't know, it's fucking broken.
I
Here
wonder
you
if the
go.
person like kind of was like, "Oh, someone's making an offer. This must be a hot domain and they're trying to do something else with it."
Well, I'm sure it's almost probably can to a certain point because it's like we want 146250 and it's like where the hell did you
Yeah,
pull
where did
that
you get that
number out of?
number? Anyway, too bad for him.
It's probably like it's probably like the cost of plastic surgery in Estonia. Um
Okay,
I
we
am
got
looking for the
Lipsum.
YouTube video UI. We got Lipsum. So this is a really boring layout, unfortunately. It does fit in the fold though. I mean, we could suck
Basically.
all this up. So yeah, that's boring. Maybe it's not boring. We need content. This is definitely not a webinar. Okay, hold on.
Ooh, at least you could do undo in this. We're streaming with OBS Studio, in case anybody's wondering. And it's actually a lot like a design program, but for videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where I was going with that, actually.
Yeah, the
So yeah,
train, that old train of thought, huh?
that's a fact. That's just a
That's a
thing.
fact. And I said it out loud.
Yeah, now you know it. This is how eyeballs are. Ooh, God, these eyes with the lips. I hate it, but I need to do it right now.
I'm surprised at how small, like low res, the proprietary art for these emojis is.
Yeah, I'm at 288
I would have thought they'd be
font.
made in your
Shouldn't it be infinite? I don't know. You're the font guy. I can
well
make
at a
them.
system level. Well, no,
Ooh,
you could never. You could hypothetically make vector fonts that look like this, but all those gradients and stuff in there, like that's never gonna be a thing.
Look, we can. I'm gonna put all these in a frame, and then I'm gonna do an auto layout, and you can do stuff like this. Ooh, distance between elements. Neat. It's not scary.
No, the align tool is some of the best stuff in design history.
Whoa, I just got a new pop-up for auto layout. Auto layout has a new look. Stretch in any
Yeah,
direction.
They launched that really recently, didn't they? The auto layout stuff or the responsive layouts.
I didn't think it was this new. I'll have to look at that later.
I'm just doing the designer thing of moving everything around until it feels good.
Yeah, no, it's great content.
It's good content. That's what I do.
We make content.
This is kind of a tough one because we're doing the graphic design. Like normally we would just be doing box model stuff.
Yeah, I like to jump in. You know, I always say like as close to the real thing as you can get, the better. I know that kind of feels like it flies in the face of like wireframing and how I used to preach that so much back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of feel like now there's good general rules, but I think, you know, if you want to like dive into something, dive into it. I do it a lot at work actually, like because we have a design system now, that's pretty like complete. It's almost easier,
Mm-hmm.
and that we're remote too, so there's no like markers on whiteboards. I still sketch stuff in a notebook sometimes, but like because we have our design system, it's so quick for me to do stuff in Figma now. Just to like sometimes I'll actually live design in front of like my colleagues, or I'll like quickly whip something up just to be like, is this what you mean? Like to get reactions. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like learning, depending on who I'm talking with or who I'm meeting with, I have to like set the meeting up a certain way. And some people, especially who aren't like from the design world like us, um, need a little bit more, you know what I mean? To be able to understand what's going on. So why not?
Yeah, I've gotten called on both directions. Like over designing wireframes is definitely a thing I like to do. But like, look, I've been meeting with you for weeks. I'm very familiar with your brand. I understand where we should go, or at least what I want to pitch to you. So yeah, I don't think it's always like totally inappropriate. Going too far in one direction or the other is not really good. Like if you're saying like we must wireframe this entire thing, that's probably not right. Like there's room to mess around, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new. What are we even doing here, man? This is it. Bring to front.
We could, oh yeah, that's what you want. Maybe we could redesign our website every week. There's some
Oh
content.
man. I would love to make a website that's just really sort of awful nonsense garbage.
Is it not bringing it to front?
It's not bringing it to front.
What the frig's up with that?
Bring to front.
Oh,
I mean, I can just always like send her up there too. Oh,
yeah, that's weird.
I can't resize it either.
Oh, because it's a
I
font.
hate it.
You can't resize the font. You have to change it.
Oh, I never even thought. That's so funny. Just with
Sometimes you
the
can though. Like there's got to be a way to resize the text.
well, shift resize. No, it's not. Huh. Huh, Figma.
Hmm. Where's some of that text that we can use? I'm gonna go on Twitter, and I don't think anyone's gonna be able to see me. Twitter. I'm gonna go to your Twitter account.
I wonder how this works on a grid system. Well, I mean, I guess it's a matter of getting copy in, and let's mess it up.
Yep. Let's just fire it in
Let's
there.
make it so the only way to navigate it is with your keyboard. Mouse disabled.
Why can't I paste in the same font that's here? Paste as text.
What if this is more of an AR driven experience?
I like it. I like it. We did some crazy accessibility stuff with keyboard navigation. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's actually really necessary, especially when you're in the realm of saying like we're gonna make an accessible product for you. Like you have to take that stuff into consideration. I thought you were gonna say AR. I've gotten to do some cool AR stuff, and it's very, very neat.
Why can't
And
I
I,
paste this?
I think once you're into like game engines, like you're building something in Unity or Unreal or something like that that's sort of meant for like a mobile AR experience, it works so well. And I don't want to say easy to implement, but like
Hmm.
easy is the wrong word. It's a lot easier than you would think building a 3D environment is with all the
Okay.
sort of toolkits in Android and iOS. I like it.
Cool.
Stream some chill design sessions in Figma.
That was some good copy. I like that. See, this is what it's all about, folks. I don't know.
Okay. So we've got our big obnoxious YouTube box. Yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
Let's make it obnoxious. What's the
I've got
type?
graphics.
Where's all that? You wrote some good text. Oh, cool. I'm looking at YouTube. I just went onto YouTube to get that text. And
We've been banned. They kicked us off.
yeah,
Thanks,
we haven't been
everyone.
streaming for hours. Check this out.
Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. Check what out? I'm checking it out. I'm
Hold
trying to
on.
check it out.
I'm gonna drop it in. Cool. Look, we can just have fun and share things. I went on YouTube and it's like, look, we're here streaming live. Cool. That's pretty official. We look like a professional YouTube channel. Like graphics, and it says live now, 5 watching.
Let's
Whatever.
say live now.
That's cool. Look,
Live watching. That's cool.
we're YouTube, we're live streamers. This actually looks kind of good here. Lol.
We have activity in the chat. A friend of mine, Brad, Nick
Oh.
is 3 to 10K for plastic surgery in Estonia. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Selling our domain back to us was probably a good start. Although it's funny because that domain turned out to be a job posting related to the company that was routing the domain elsewhere, which is a really, really bizarre thing. All right, man, let's make this website. Is this good? Can we just like present this?
We're getting there. I mean, I could where we're at right now, I could spin this, I think.
Probably.
I don't know if I could sell it, but I could get out of the meeting without like a lot of trouble.
By making
and then
several promises.
Yeah, and just running and hiding and waiting for someone to figure out that we don't know.
The imposter police to swoop in and let you know that everybody knows you've been faking this the whole time. Am I alone in that? I guess.
Yeah, you're completely alone. Oh, here's the text.
Man.
I got
What
it
about
from...
a full screen YouTube background? Can we embed a YouTube video and then put graphics over top of that? Are they gonna? Is that a thing?
We can. I can't believe how challenging that question was to like think about. I feel like we used to do that all the time.
Well, a YouTube embed is a iframe. Like it's its own bed of code once you put it in there, right? Yo, sorry.
Oops. Should I bring this?
I got my vid placeholder in my logo.
Nice. Figma is cool.
Yo, dude. What if it just auto plays?
That sounds like something we shouldn't do, so maybe we should do it.
Yeah, but it auto plays without sound. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not
definitely.
you're
Yes.
you're not gonna watch the show here. Like I don't want you to hit play on this website that we've sent you to, and then all of a sudden you're watching the show. The show happens at YouTube, which is the real internet.
Yeah, basically. YouTube is our website, and
You can check me out. I'm a designer at youtube.com. That's what my resume says. Okay, so full screen. Okay, so the latest episode just starts playing in the background, and we overlay a bunch of really shitty graphics over top of it. And it just, the only reason that we have a YouTube embed on this site is to work as a background graphic for this.
I like it.
And you can turn the sound on if you want. I don't know how we're gonna make a YouTube box do this. I don't know how we're gonna make it responsive.
Hey, Jesse liked my LinkedIn post. Maybe we can ask him how to do it.
Yeah, we do have developer friends. We got lots of developer friends.
Yeah,
We can just call them up,
We gotta get them in here. Hey,
and they'll be like, "Oh, you're that pain in the ass that maybe bang my head off of the wall for a month working on your stupid idea." And I'll be like, "Yep, totally. Do you want to come back in because we're gonna break?" Okay, that's kind of fun.
yeah, it'll be different this time. Don't worry. What's this big play
No,
button?
it's totally different this time. That's the YouTube button for your
YouTube?
tube.
Got it. We
I don't
shouldn't have the
think. I
video
feel
game.
like we shouldn't. No, it's fine.
I'm gonna hide it. Like, it's there. We can always. It's still in the component.
Go back. Wait, if
Oh,
you deselect, oh, it's in our component list. If you deselect that, is it gone forever?
hmm?
Okay, I like it. Spooky.
Oh no, it's still there. What I really should do is this should be an auto layout. This thingy should be its own auto. See how I hid the thing, but the box is still bigger than it. Like the frame is still bigger than it should be. I'm gonna undo it for a second. Oh yeah, with this Figma multiplayer too, we each have our own undo. Because I was wondering when I first started using this, like when I hit Command Z, does that undo like the last thing or the last thing I did? So it's like, can I undo your stuff? But no.
I'm assuming it's the last thing you did.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing. We'll have to test that out because it's like, what if I do something and then you do something and then I do something and then I undo? I don't know. It feels like
I will quit. I will quit.
yeah, it feels
And
like
that'll be
some
it.
kind of it feels like when they try and do time travel in a movie and it just gets really confusing. So yeah, I'm gonna drop an auto layout on this, and what that's gonna do is break everything. So that's what I wanted to happen. So I'm just gonna hit Command Z, and now I'm gonna frame up these two things.
I'm trying to pull in
That just broke that,
some.
so that's good. See, we're breaking everything here. We don't even really need this video placeholder for our design. Because what you're doing now is just,
We're past it.
yeah, we're past
We
it.
killed it quickly, as they say.
Kill it quick. So I'm still just gonna make this an auto layout. Hold on. Just for fun, because it's so satisfying when it works. So
I am dragging in. This is a really complex set of vectors that we built in Illustrator that I'm trying to port in. Figma is not a big fan of like text coming from other applications, so these are just like vectors, tons and tons and tons of vertices. Ian's got this great box up here.
You can resize it now, but it's magic.
Oh, I see. Maybe I should get a screenshot from the stream that we're currently looking at. Hold on.
It's hilarious because it's just going to be basically what's on the screen right now.
It's very meta. It's very meta of us. All right. thought I took a screenshot. Oh, there it is. Whoa.
Cool.
Yeah, that's not going to work at all. We got to find a placeholder image. We're also going to have to obscure this video with like some sort of overlay.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be able to be the real color or whatever. But I'm assuming it's easy enough to do our last show, because if we're going to do these weird things with a YouTube embed anyway, then it's easy enough to get a dynamic link. So whatever the last one was.
Yeah, do RSS feeds still exist? Can I get an RSS feed of our YouTube channel? That's probably would work. Probably can't.
Yeah, probably not. An audio version of this show would be pretty bad.
Yep.
Send it to back. Yeah, I totally agree. It's a good point.
What?
An audio version of the show would be pretty bad. So let's drop that down. Let's do the opaque thing.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Good. That's looking good.
We're getting somewhere. It's very in line with the brand.
We could just do
it's going to be a lot of work to sort of reorganize this so it makes sense, these graphics up here. But that, you know.
I like it's got our cursors there. We could, should we incorporate the cursors somehow? Cool if the cursors floated around our site. Like, woo, hey. Imagine if like our cursors with our name followed your cursor around.
Okay, cool. So we're overthinking this for the graphics. Oh,
delete.
Fuck it. I'm done.
Version.
I hate Monopoly.
Flip it over. See that clip of Snoop Dogg like rage quitting a video game he was streaming?
No, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's weird to see Snoop Dogg angry.
I wonder what game he was playing.
It was even
probably Call of Duty.
It was like Madden or something. It's not even Snoop. Is it Snoop Dogg? Is it Snoop? God, I shouldn't have even brought this up. Now just showing how stupid I am.
Very ignorant.
It's Snoop Lion? No, it's not. I know it's not Snoop
I think
Lion.
officially. Well, officially it's Mr. Lion.
Yeah. Mr. Dog.
Mr. Dog.
Is it just Snoop now?
Probably. I mean, it's ubiquitous as Snoop. I doubt he knows. He's like, man, whatever, just call me Snoop. Last time I was talking to him anyway. He's a huge fan of the show. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, awesome. I figured, but I wasn't quite sure.
Okay, I'm pulling this to the front. Opacity renders weird. Opacity renders weird in Figma. It's not on par.
Oh, how so?
With the opaqueness that I would expect.
Do tell. You know, you want to know a fun trick? You can use the number keys.
Fair. Yep.
Change the opacity.
Yep.
I don't know if that might not be that fun.
I thought it was fun. All right, that's in a frame. We can just deal with this as one big overlay chunk. The problem with that, what we're proposing here, my immediate worry, is that the PNG that's going to do this is going to be like 1.2 megs. You know, I don't know. We can serve mobile, smaller images. It's going to be moving, so that'll look pretty cool.
Yeah, that will look. It doesn't have to be mega high quality either. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you can minify a PNG, but there's not really degrees of quality.
Turn it down to 1.
Okay.
1.
I like it. So we're back to our show graphic.
I like it.
We're noting copy.
What else do we want?
What do we need to say? We have a block that describes the show. That's in here. What is the proprietary YouTube button?
Is it not that?
I think, but that's not That's not that's like an icon for YouTube, but like what's their app store button, you know what I mean? I see a subscribe button, but we definitely don't want that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. You would think for YouTube, I mean, their number one goal is, I know you can embed YouTube videos on sites, but they don't want that. They want you going to YouTube.
They want you on YouTube. You can even, yeah, you can even disable like the background or the.
Yo. Okay, hold on. No, fuck all that. I found what we need.
I like where this is
Bring
going.
to front. I should really just learn the shortcut for bring to front. Boom. Share it.
Nice. Oh, that's good.
That's
And
good. That's
yeah,
good graphics.
we don't want to buy it, so we can just
No,
leave
we
the
want to
stock.
share it.
We can leave this. I think if you leave this stock, like watermark stuff on here, it's legal.
You don't have to pay for it. Yeah, that's how it works.
So, oh, this is awesome.
I'm gonna go ahead and trim that off though, because I want to be illegal. All right, that part's done. Share it.
Nice. I like the shadow's good. I wonder if we can give it.
Do we? Is there like a GIF rotator? Hold on. Will Figma play GIFs? Rotate a GIF. All right, hold on. I'd really like if it spun.
Will Figma play a GIF?
Will Figma play a GIF?
I
don't have any GIFs.
I'll find a GIF. Or if you can hear my typing. GIF or GIF, as some people say, but I try not to.
The guy who created GIFs said, no, it's pronounced GIF. And I've never wanted to light a torch and grab a pitchfork so fucking bad in my whole life. Ever.
No. No, it's not.
No. Well, even the acronym is hey, look, you made GIFs, you're done. That's your lot in life. It's graphic interchange format. Graphic GIF.
Yep.
I really don't care. I guess.
Let's see if I can paste a GIF into here.
Do you say JPEG or JPG?
Oh, I say JPEG.
This is a really large header. How tall are we? 721. That's probably potentially a little unacceptable.
Well, we can't really change the size of the video, can we?
Can we?
I guess we could hide some of the, we could shrink it top to bottom. Like it's 16:9, so it's the shape that it's going to be. But
can we crop it? Problem for dev. We're gonna go ahead and crop that video embed that we're breaking to do this.
Yeah, just do it, and they'll have to figure it out.
That's actually the antithesis of what we're both about for any developers that are listening. Under construction GIF, cool.
There, I think this needs to be on here. So as we can see, it is not animated within Figma.
I know you can make GIFs in Figma out of frames.
Really?
I've heard.
Oh, well then.
All right, so that's important because that's going to let everybody know that this website is not done.
Mm-hmm. I hope I'm legally allowed to use this picture.
I mean, if you're allowed to use it on a website, I think it's probably fine.
For now.
Whoever designed that is like 75 years old, and they're talking to themselves in a corner of an old room.
This is back
I think we're good.
This is back whenever you made anything, it was assumed that it was for sharing. It was shareware.
I remember the days of shareware. Like I remember my cousin literally bringing over his shareware diskettes that they got at the drugstore around the corner and being so stoked to play Blake Stone.
You're supposed to share it.
All right, so let's deal with the copy. Roboto, no way. We want M plus 1C.
Robotile.
We're about at the halfway mark. Do you want to toss up our holding music for a few minutes here
Yeah,
as we recollect?
let's take two.
Let's take two.
All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes, folks.
Say when.
We're live again.
All right, we're back
We're back.
from our break. Our break music worked, and we have that awesome "We'll be back in a moment" clip, which is pretty cool. All right.
Yep, that's pretty fun. I think I actually have to turn the music. No. Okay, where were we? We're designing ourselves a website in Figma. And it's looking good so far. This is
So
we're gonna put a video in the background. That's actually a good idea with this nice graphic over the top. Share. Naturally.
So on the break, I'm thinking rather than using the actual YouTube, we just use a video.
I think that is the way we should do it, and then we can just do whatever we want. It just needs
Exactly,
to be a loop.
because at a certain point, it just needs to be a loop of us working in software. That'll be a cool little accent.
Literally, like it could be just like under a minute. It could be seconds of us just moving stuff around. I think that would be really cool, actually. That's the spirit of the show.
Yeah, that is the spirit of the show.
And it's more of like, decoration than content. Whoa.
I am having a hell of a time. Okay, I've got a bunch of garbage back here. That's lazy.
This isn't your dad's webinar.
Did
your
we
dad
really
doesn't
end
know
up
what a
with
webinar
big
is.
Header?
That's
Dad's never been to a webinar.
You don't know what a webinar is.
What is a webinar? Be honest, have you ever enjoyed a webinar?
The fact that I have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to sign up for them at work, and then I would go into the conference room and just play it, broadcast it to the TV, and hang out.
I like a good webinar. I mean, when you're hearing from people that are really talented and you really love their work, I mean, it's awesome. I find a lot of it is sort of like soothsaying, hypothetical, all businesses should work this way kind of stuff, and that's maybe not applicable everywhere, but
yeah,
that's how it goes. That's what being a thought leader is all about. You get to get out there and spread your knowledge.
Here's what we did. Yeah, here's what I did that worked for me at my company. You'd go do it.
Here's what industry leaders are saying.
Easy.
All right, that title's not going to work. It's dumb. Or it needs to be redesigned so it's not like warbly. I mean, I always have this want to sort of, when you're doing something different or weird, like, hi, there's got this really irreverent tone to it. Just let me take a sip from my frosty mug of tea. You really want to break the mold, and it's like, well, okay, let's do something weird and we'll scatter elements around and we'll find a way to make it work in CSS, but it does need to be boxes, especially once we get down to a mobile environment. I mean, we can do breakpoints and a lot of really cool stuff, but yeah, I mean, we're dealing with boxes here. What if we tell that video to be 100% height no matter what?
Of your your window? Yeah, that could work.
Well, because I don't see this site being larger than 800 pixels tall, if avoidable. All right, let's find a better placeholder image. Let's look up what's something really cool. Come on, we're web industry people. We should be good at this. I'm going to go to Pexels. Do you use Pexels?
No. I was just going to look for something cool. Literally type that in and see what happens. Whoa.
You got something?
Nothing good. Just some weird stuff. What is this?
All right. I've got this from... Can I paste appearance in here? Paste appearance.
About to find out. I got this. Oops. That's weird.
What?
It's a weird thing to exist. It's not even like, this looks like something you'd find
Don't
on
just
iStock.
Oh, it's horribly upsetting. First
Uh-huh.
off, I mean, look, I don't want you to cut your toe, but don't touch your carrots with your feet,
Yeah, that I don't know
man.
what upsets me the most. Is like, is your foot on the kitchen counter cutting board?
No, here's what the most upsetting part is. That's not a hand holding a knife. It's the other foot.
Oh
That's
my,
not a thumb. It's like a fucking toe.
I just noticed that. You're right. It is just a toe. It's another toe. Look at this. Hope we can't
I
get
mean,
copyright claim for this, can we? No.
I hope not. I mean, the counterclaim would be like, come on.
It's fair use. We're reacting to it. We got this is
Well, you
from
know, to be fair,
boardpanda.com.
th- where oh, that's what I got. I got young man leaning on a TV,
Oh,
but I
well,
want yours back. What happened to
I
it?
deleted
It's
it.
gone.
There
Oh,
you
can
go.
we get it back? I want to use it. All right. Yeah, people, when you're doing stock photos, like you have to do the concept for that. Oh, I can drag things in and out of frames. It all makes so much sense now. Yeah, but somebody had to think, what stock photos are we going to take this afternoon? And they sat down and they got to toe carrots.
Toe carrots. Yeah, let's do it.
Congratulate toe carrots.
We're following Nick right now, folks. You can get a glimpse of our full Figma UI here. Got our
Oh, can you
side.
see the full Figma UI? I
Yeah,
think there's value in that. I mean, you
I'm
can see
showing
the
the
side
UI.
panels and the whatnot.
We've got to get our
Um,
views set up so that they can see your cursor click on stuff. But yeah, we're following
we'll
Nick
get
around,
there.
folks. Have a
We'll
little
get there.
follow of Nick as he designs. You
I
can see the
zoom in and out
panel.
a lot, I'm told.
On the left-hand side, we have the layers panel, as you're probably familiar with if you've used any kind of graphic design software or whatever. I don't think Figma would call itself a graphic design software. Product design? I don't know. And then on the right, we have the properties panel, where you change stuff like sizes and fonts
This is
and
where all the
colors.
stuff happens.
This is where this
Do you know what
stuff
I
happens.
use? Do you know what I use by and far the most on this panel? Is these align tabs up here. Align
Oh
top,
yeah.
align vertical centers, align bottom. That just makes your life so much easier the day that you figure out what those do and you're not dragging things around looking for guides. So I feel like the vid placeholder now has a place back on the site.
Okay.
And I don't care what the quality of that background video is. Like if it's a 900 kilobyte MP4 that's pixelated to death, that's almost cooler.
I like
You
it.
know what I
I
mean?
think it will look cool. Yeah.
Um, I'm just going to modify that component.
So that's us working, right? Like that's a video we make. It's just not really.
Not now. I kind of feel like I wish I had toe cutter here. Maybe that's part of a series, and we can buy the footage.
I can go back to the website.
Foot carrot. What service is this from?
Hold on. I don't know. I just did an image search for something cool. It's an article called "Make Something Cool Every Day."
That's how you live life. You're cooking supper one day, and you're like, "What if we just did this with our feet? We're living life, honey."
Interesting.
What?
I'm just looking at all these pictures. Lamp.
All right, 7 plus, extra bold. So bold. We do have a new subscriber on our YouTube channel. I feel like I should bring up right now. So congratulations to them. You're in on the ground floor, my friend. It's only going to go up from here. And you bought our stock while it was cheap, so thank you.
Yep. Buy low, sell high. You're on the ground floor. It's you're going to the moon, basically.
Oh, to the moon.
To the moon. That's what we need. Let's get rid of these ugly emojis.
That's 18 point. What if it was 24 point? Now we're somewhere. And that's 26. So let's
There
go
we go.
32. Do you remember designing things in Retina where you had to actually double the font size? Like when you were designing for @2x, like you would be creating a design with 24 point type if it was 12 or whatever.
I don't.
Huh.
Don't even remember. Ooh.
I'm lying anyway. Sorry.
This doesn't look right, but it's close enough. That rocket's upside down.
Oh, right. Yeah. Rockets to the moon.
Rockets to the moon. Where's the moon? Full moon. Is that the only moon I have?
How big is that window? 807 by 683. Jesus. It looks so small when you're designing it, eh?
It does. Let's get a little zoom in here.
I also prefer, and if you want to be nice to the development people in your life, oh no, it's actually 521. No shit.
What's 521?
The width of this box. If you want to be nice to the developers in your life, please just make things like even numbers. It really matters when you're in grid systems.
Yeah. How can you sleep at night with a 421 wide box? 521?
I have no idea. But then you go to like very expensive layouts. Like look at facebook.com, which is a mess, granted. But it's a very expensive mess. Their column widths are like 223 and 561. And it boggles the mind how they get there, but I guess they maybe don't care.
They have their reasons.
I'm trying to resize this video box. Oh, okay, there we go.
I think if you start to in Figma sometimes if you change the instance and then you go and make changes to the main component, it won't affect the instance because you've like overridden it, which generally is good, but it can be confusing sometimes. You can always reset the overrides, but it doesn't even matter. We only have one video box. So what's it matter? We don't need components.
Hey, Ian.
Who needs components?
Ian. Hey, Ian.
Hey.
Figma.
Figma. What in the
I used that one at the old water cooler that we don't go to anymore. I've actually been going to the office a few days a week, and it is awesome.
Man, I was ride or
It's
die.
really tough. It sucks when you're, well, not to say it sucks when you're a designer, but it's tough when, I mean, at least I know for me, I came from a world where like I did work and I presented it to people like internally or externally, and I was always looking at them. I could see them and I could see the reaction in their face and I could have a discussion with them. All of a sudden doing that with screen share over Zoom, although doable, was definitely took some adjusting to. It actually led to this whole show because I've spent a bunch of times presenting stuff through screen share, and what I find that usually leads to is now I'm making changes and designing live on a call just because it makes sense.
Yeah, I did that the other day too. It's like someone was trying to describe something to me and it kind of felt like it kind of felt like they thought I didn't understand them. So I'm just like clack, 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 clack while they're talking away. And it's just like, then it appears on the screen and then I hit like the auto layout button and it like shapes itself. And I'm like there, like this. But then the risk of that is then everyone thinks you're fast and it just takes like, 4 minutes to design. Like, do you need that much time? Can we have the meeting in the morning? It's like, no, I need the day to prepare.
I know. What were the other 3 weeks about? And you're like, well, I got to think about it. And this probably isn't the right answer. I was trying to say that. I'm like, yeah, this looks good. I have to go away and think about it because this might be wrong. Or it might not work, or I might go talk to my developers, not my developers, but I'll go talk to the development team and they're going to say, wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, no. That's going to take a long time.
Although ideally they're in the room. I don't want to plan any website without whoever the lead developer is in the room, ideally.
Yeah, I I've been like saying like I want to talk to development soon, but I've been delayed on that. But I've got to get them in on this thing that I'm working on now, or else it'll be,
I mean,
or else
that's a
I'm
big
going
thing.
down an impossible road.
I presenting internally, like, so you wrote a pitch and the client took it, and now it's time to start writing down initial thoughts about what the product should be. um, getting getting everybody unified behind that idea, so like talking to your developers and getting them pumped about it, talking to your QA department and getting them pumped about it, other designers. Like, I almost feel like it's sort of your responsibility to sell it internally first, to get everybody behind that idea. And when everybody gets behind that idea, they have a sense of ownership over it because they've contributed to it. They were a voice in the room. It just makes for such a better design cycle, rather than doing this sort of classic designer thing, which is, I just designed a thing, the client approved it, you need to go make it work, or
Yeah,
everyone's in trouble. And that's a shitty position for someone to be in, a developer.
yeah, it's easy for that to happen too. I try and avoid it as well. I like I like the developers' input too. Like sometimes like I'll have an idea for a thing and they'll be like, that's a ton of work. And it
Mm-hmm.
might not be worth spending that much time on it, and I probably would agree. And then they're like, but what about this? And it's like, oh yeah, yep,
It's
I
the what
like
about
that.
this? It's like,
Great.
you know what? You want to do a weird thing and you're not sure how to do it, but then you talk to a really good front end person and they're going, well, no, we have this JS library and it does this and it does that, and it's really going to make our lives easier. Then you have like sort of a place to move from, as opposed to, again, I'm going to take a guess and make this component and you're going to make it work. All right. I mean, we have some body copy, we got a video, we got a big header image. This is not a very exciting website.
It's not the most exciting. Are we gonna put a video in the background or what?
Yeah, totally. I should put that back, actually.
We should get a different. Let's try and. Do we have a proper screenshot maybe of something?
I was using this video of somebody working in Windows 3.1, and then I like reversed it.
Oh, that'll be sweet.
So let me look up that. Anything. We work with computers. All right, copy image. I'm back. We did have our file there. Command Option bracket. Bring forward.
I still
Send
haven't
to
had those
back.
memorized. Sent to back under construction. I like the under
Well, you know,
construction
it's.
GIF.
I like, yeah, no, we should definitely get that in there. Do we want to just lean in that direction and make this some kind of GeoCities fucking nightmare from 1998? Because I'm in.
I'm not
Making it
in.
twist my. Damn, that's not working. $65. Okay. It's okay. We got this under construction doodad going. This is not a webinar. That's a little too like Nick at Night for me. What do you think? It worked
Yeah.
great. It worked great. It worked great in the copy. Um,
Yeah, we shouldn't use it as a heading.
this background video with an overlay, I guess it's gonna have to be gray.
We'll
Gray's the
st
thing. So this graphic up here, like, it's got to be full width. Right now we don't have the assets for that, so I guess it's going to fit into a column. But this area around the edges should all be populated, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing that. Get the logo in here as sort of an isolated object.
Oh yeah. Oh right, that's where this. That's kind of where this.
An option, slam that bad boy to the front. All right. That might work with there centered over a column. And then we'll pull these graphics in separately. So that's still kind of a mess.
Get the audio. All right.
What was that about? Yeah, it's gone. Cool. First stream.
Right. There we go. Live streaming, folks. You never know what can happen live. I could adjust our canvas. All right. What do we not need here going on? We've got our video. What do we want? We want people to watch it. We got to have a link to the YouTube. We need
agree.
yes, subscribe everybody. We need to get 100 subscribers so that we can create a custom URL for YouTube.
Is that what it takes?
Yeah, 100.
That's not that bad.
100 Yeah, that's a good goal. I think that could be achievable in a matter of time. You can have a custom URL, a vanity URL, as they say. We need some graphics. I need a graphic. I don't have a graphic, so I'll just make one.
For share?
Yeah. I'm suddenly self-conscious about what is like illegal or not.
We're not going to publish anything.
That's true. But what can we, does it matter if we show it here?
I don't think. I mean, we could publish a URL and you'd be free to go look at it there as well.
YouTube. Does YouTube must give you buttons. You embed a YouTube button?
I couldn't find any. It was just like subscribe.
That's all there was?
Yeah.
What happens if you click, there's a subscribe button you can embed on your site? I guess that would work. What does that do? Open up YouTube and then click subscribe for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Either way, it shouldn't do that
If you
at all.
Yeah,
I don't subscribe to anything from a website.
Yeah, it's not you're not going to be able to get enough info to subscribe to us from here. That's just a bullshit subscribe right from our site. You got to go to YouTube and watch it. What, are you going to subscribe without watching? Come on. YouTube and Twitter are pretty good sites.
They're just websites. Remember that brief period this time last year when everyone was referring to Twitter as a website? It's like, I hate this website.
Can you believe this website's free? Kind of funny.
Yep. It's kind of funny.
We got YouTube, we got Twitter. We want people to go there. What else do we have? We don't have Facebook or LinkedIn or what are the other ones? Instagram? Pinterest? I don't even know social media.
No, most of it's kind of garbage, I think. Pinterest is definitely
Pinterest annoys me.
not where you want to end up.
Yeah, it annoys me because you have to sign in just to look at it. Like you're looking at you're scrolling like looking at something and then it's like sign in, like I guess, but
No, and yet
stop.
10 years later it works exactly the same. All right, I'm looking at a reorg here. I'm looking at a big reorg here.
We're coming in at 10 minutes to 11 Atlantic time here. What are we where are we going to leave her off? What's our what are we wrapping up? You're doing a reorg. Tell us
Yeah,
about it.
I don't know if we I'm looking at what's going to work on a grid because let me undo back here. This is a very typical website. I'm gonna weird it up. Let's tilt this graphic. Man, now we're going. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. What if it was red? Grasping at straws. What if it was red?
Coming at ya. Thursdays at coming at ya live with two eyes.
Oh, shit. Sorry. We can edit a text box at the same time, and that is so great.
Can we? That's crazy.
I don't know how that's going to translate on your end.
I think oh, no, I wasn't typing anymore.
Okay. Perfect. Coming at you live. That's 22-point type. Do you know what I hate when designers, I just did the thing that is bad, but like planning your text size to fit a column.
Coming at you.
Bold that up. Bold that right up. Thicker, extra bold, black. Coming at you live. YouTube and Twitter. I guess websites are just websites, huh?
Yeah, they have stuff on them. They hold content and buttons.
I'm going to pull this under construction banner for just a moment. I do want to get it back in there. It does have life in here somewhere.
The site is always, just like life, the site is always under construction.
Oh, I love that. It's sort of like, just like me as a human, I'm a work in progress.
Yep.
$29.
29 points.
It's like, do I go 30? But we're doing this live.
I'm willing to bet that that person didn't chop that carrot with their feet at all. And they did it with their hands and then they set it up and then took the photo. I'm kind of calling BS on
Mm,
it.
come on, man.
I don't think they did it.
You have to be so. Do you have to be so cynical?
I just I just can't believe anything anymore. Just people setting up all these fake pranks and stuff on the internet.
All those pranks.
All those pranksters pranking people with their pranks. It's just a prank, bro. Chill out. It's just a design, bro.
It's just a design, bro. Man, I can't wait to use that.
It's just a mock-up, bro. What?
What would hypothetically, if this just was 100% opaque and our brand blue, hex value 0042FF? It ain't the worst.
That looks pretty good. That's probably what we'll
It
have
ain't
to
the
do.
worst.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to write
realistically.
CSS and HTML anymore. I could probably do it, but then like, what about all the header gunk? You know what I mean? And like, what other files do you need now?
I think you're fully capable of slapping something together. I remember being so concerned about my CSS, and now I don't feel as if I can do it at all because it changes really fast, right? Like you can be a designer that's really into writing your own front end code, I think, but you need people who can keep up on top of like what is React and what
Ooh.
is
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we do
I
everything. And
yeah, no, that wasn't me for sure. I had to I kind of had to help out with some CSS because we were using a third party integration and you could style it with CSS.
Mhm.
And I was just like, so to me, I'm like, well, there's no point in me designing a thing because I don't know if that'll be possible. So
Well, and
I
we're
just
we're
went in and
working in sort of
I was gonna say I went into
right.
inspect and just like moved some stuff around. I'm like, okay, this works. And then I just sent that CSS to the devs and be like, just use this. That's good. But I had to look
Yeah,
up stuff.
if
I couldn't remember things.
yeah,
Display none even. Like, is that what it is? Or is it something else?
or display hidden.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I thought it was display none, but I wasn't confident. I wasn't sure. Business goals. Well, you know what? We set out with these business goals.
Yeah, yeah. This
Uh,
was a good first pass, I think.
you know, drive people to the YouTube account. Oh, yes, that's a sick Twitter button. We got that. That's what we're doing right now. Watch videos. We got a video on here, and we got our Twitter. What else do we have? I guess I
I
should say
I honestly
this.
think that's kind of it.
I think a good one is. Oops. Yeah, you can't have bullets in Figma or XD, can you?
Thank God. I don't want tabs. Don't give me tabs. I don't care about your tabs. I'll write it myself in CSS. I don't want your tabs. I don't want. Hi, I'm Nick Brown. I don't want your tabs.
I don't want your tab.
I don't. I don't want them. It's an archaic system for spacing text. We control things with CSS.
Okay. Well, look. I mean, I added another business goal, which was like, what? What
I
are
do
we?
think it's kind of funny. I came in here. What are we?
This and we have it.
Enter.
We've got our. There we go. This looks pretty
How
dope,
can we
actually.
fun this up?
The under
Let's get rid of this
construction.
whole thing and replace it with a text box, and you put your phone number in it, and we'll call you.
Okay, let's just put our phone numbers on it and have people call us.
So we came up with that. I think we were talking about this idea. It was probably you. But the idea of having an analog phone, and we'll get an actual phone number, and then we'll publish it, and people can call us during the show, like a phone, like a phone connected to a phone line. I've
I
got one
like it.
around me here somewhere,
Yeah, let's get a phone with like a nice
and we'll
ringer.
get like a phone,
Phone, a
and then we'll,
telephone.
we'll a telecommunications, a phone, and then we'll get a phone number for it, and people can just call in. It'll be a live call-in show.
We have a question in the chat. I wish it said when it came in. From Dylan Hill.
Question from the chat.
What are your guys' thoughts about max number of fonts to use on a page? I always hear people say no more than 3, but I always find it looks best at 2 or even just 1 at different weights. Nick, this sounds like it's right up your alley.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, there's no real sort of definitive way of thinking about it in terms of a hard number of fonts on a page. This page right now, you're looking at 3 because we have the. I mean, technically, you would look at the logo as 2 different fonts, and then we have some body copy down there. It really depends on what you're designing. Something that's more sort of information based, like a tool or sort of a service or a CMS or something like that. I typically keep it at 1 font because why bother? That being said, to say that you can't use more is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. When I think about it, I've never seen a layout with like 4 or 5 fonts on it that looks appropriate before. So that's probably a good place to keep it. However, if you're new to typography or if you're new to fonts, I would look at it in title or title font and then body copy. So your 2 big ones. I guess that's my advice. I just talked myself in a full circle from saying use all the fonts you want to probably keep it at 2.
I think that's good.
I just don't like hard rules. You know what I mean? Like, you can't approach a design being like, okay, we need to get through this, but we're only going to use 2 or 3 fonts. It just might not be the thing that works for what you're doing. But most times, yeah, it's gonna be at 2 or 3.
That's fair. I mean, for someone like me who, is more technical and don't know, that's a really good. Those general rules are really helpful. When you're starting out, of just like, okay, that's a good guideline for me. I can follow it and I won't make a complete fool out of myself. But yeah, like once you kind of become an expert on it, then it's like case by case analysis, I guess. You can kind of like know what looks good and do what you want. Like I can see stuff and think it looks good or bad, but like making it and getting there is tough. So,
well, and you have to think about sort of the development cycle as well. I mean, adding fonts to a website style or even like an app or something more complicated, that's something that you're going to have to track and manage throughout the the lifespan of the project. So it's certainly important to know. But hey, I don't know, maybe you're doing something really decorative and you want to like get wacky with your fonts. Like if it looks good and feels good and is readable, then you're in a good spot. This is just 1 font in 2 different weights. We could do a different body copy. I think this one looks fine.
that's a good way to do it. For me, when I'm wireframing or doing something where, I'm not really focusing on the fonts, I'll often just change the weights or like the color even. Maybe if it's like if it's kind of like supplementary text, lighten it up a little bit. But that's me. That's how like a simple font simpleton thinks about the world.
Font should be pretty simple. I agree.
Or
When I want to when I want to get when I feel like my copy is not very interesting, or at least the presentation isn't very interesting, I start at huge every time. It's like, now all of a sudden you're moving from something that was just a piece of copy that was maybe not relevant to you're saying like, this is worth paying attention to, not to use too much fluffy design language. You want to leave users with an impression that this is important information that you're connected to. So okay, huge and light. Huge and light's good. Small and fat is also good.
I like it. Is this this is one big thing? I'm gonna group these bad boys together.
Yeah, those are just 2 vectors with a stroke on them. So do what you feel. So big and light isn't working. The brand, I mean, just to talk on typography for a minute, the brand here, the Hi There Show brand and our name and your name is very thick. Like the entire presentation is graphically chunky. So this light font looks okay in here. That's fine. But I'm going to darken it up because it's going to sit next to that logo even more. So we have extra bold and we have black, which is always the heaviest, usually the heaviest weight that you're going to have in a font.
To tell you the truth,
And
I'm actually learning a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the size of this box, and I hope it doesn't break everything, to auto height. Then I'm going to add these two. I'm going to add our text box and our social icons here. I'm going to use Figma's magical framing to make a frame. I'll call this content area. I'm naming my frames because I feel like people are watching me. And then that way, as we... No. I have to make it an auto layout. There we go. And now, as we change our type, if we change our copy, it'll resize the box automatically.
Yo, that's cool.
Fun.
I learned something. That was really cool.
Everybody learned a thing today.
XD has stuff that's really similar to this, but it's like...
They call it stacks.
Layouts.
Oh, wait, this frame isn't even inside of our main frame. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you can see the name of it.
I've been breaking that for hours. Yeah.
No, it's just because you could see the name and it looked kind of dumb.
So, can I just like freely drag? Oh.
Yep.
Oh, it's an element. It's an inline element. How do I change like the margin happening here? Like to affect the space between that and the text above it? Can I do that?
Yeah, so that's in the side bar.
I'm back. Can you hear me? All right, I'm gonna keep going. Can you hear me?
All right. That won't happen again.
Is it better?
We're back. So it's about time we put a wrap on this.
Because we're up to 5 watching. Are we done? Is that it?
What were we doing? What were we trying to... You were just trying to put some padding on something?
Oh yeah, in this stacks issue, like I can drag this element around. I was just wondering if I can somehow affect the padding in here. But
if you click on if you click on the thing, because call it like content, it's called content area. Then you should see on the right hand side under auto layout, there's a thing called padding. Padding around items, and then there's spacing between items. So you want spacing between items.
Okay.
I'll click out of it so you can get it.
Well, and you know what I was gonna do? Like, this is another thing that you'll want to do while you're designing, and I would really, not you specifically, but everyone.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Can do this one.
Yeah, and your natural inclination is to line those icons up with the bottom of this box, right? Because visually, that's what feels the most comfortable. That's not at all how browsers work or HTML works.
Yeah, like good luck.
To say things should be vertically aligned, like completely avoid that thought altogether. So if you feel like these buttons clipping down below this box breaks that implied line, and all of a sudden it's kind of ugly to look at, that is sort of what you have to deal with. That's the medium. So I'm not going to do that for the sake of making a layout that maybe looks a little bit better. We are forgetting one thing before we wrap her up here for the night. How is the channel doing? How is the chat doing? I don't check chat enough. We gotta get in on this.
There's got to be a better way to. Yeah, there's nothing new. We'll figure it out. Everything is iterative.
For watching. Everything is iterative. What is causing those mics to go insanely fuzzy like that?
We haven't purchased that software yet.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
They dub in white noise to get you to pay your money? Holy shit, Loopback. Fucking god damn it.
It's a good idea. It's like, hey.
It's a great idea until you're like, I guess try sabotaging your consumer's product is not a good way to demo it for them.
That's
really
what I do.
It's like a $200 piece of software. Like, be professional, please. Please. Loopback is on the high their shit list. Look, we're at the end of episode 1. We've got some enemies. That's an important footnote here. We do have a website, though.
We have a website. Is there anything we forgot? We don't have nav because there's no pages to navigate to.
No, there should be no nav. This entire presentation should perhaps be larger. We may be able to handle that with CSS to a degree. But sort of, nothing's resizing nicely. I'm just trying to fill out the screen. Like, part of the hi there thing, I mean, obviously we're going to be designing things on this show that aren't hi there, but part of the hi there thing is that there's like this irreverency to it. Like, it's fun and sort of goofy. I think it's design people or like product design people doing goofy things. So it's important that there's that sense of like, who gives a fuck in the brand. And I want to see that here. And I think that's big fonts. I think it's wingdings. Let's get some wingdings in here.
It's like we're just gonna design some stuff. We're gonna learn by doing. We're gonna get in there. I wish I would have had I'm gonna make like a little post-it note component so we can. I was trying to write down what you were saying, but I couldn't.
Well, and I would really love for anybody who's listening to the show that needs help designing something, because holy shit, please come on our show. We'll get you on here. We'll design your thing for you. That'd be a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll work together. It'll be fun. It'll be live, and we'll make something happen. I mean, it's 11:11 Atlantic time. It's a good time to punch out, maybe. Any final
let's call it there.
Words of wisdom? This is Figma. We got our website.
This was the first episode. This is really fun.
Give us a like on YouTube. I want to do more of it. Give us a subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Our account is at Hi There Tweets. And you can keep up to date of whatever we're going to be doing next. We don't know what we're doing next. So if you have any suggestions.
Well, yeah, I can tell you we're going to be here every Thursday night, as Ian mentioned. So, I mean, feel free to pop in then Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, of course. But I don't know, what if we get up to some other stuff? What if we want to stream some stuff that's sort of impromptu, off the cuff? So we should do that stuff too.
Agreed. All right, folks.
Cool.
Well, that's
everyone,
it. That's
to our 4 to 5 viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our very first episode. We look forward to being more entertaining in the future.
And this is how senior professional designers with the combined 28 years of experience actually work when nobody's looking. So we hope you learned something today.
That's so great. And thanks to Dylan in the chat. Love it. Can't wait to chat more.
All right. Keep your questions coming. We'll be back next week.
Cheers.